I miss the old. Well, hope everything's going good with Overland Lab. Oh, where the sales offices were. It's weird to drive by there and see an empty lot. Thank you.
Call this meeting to order and get started. Our district's students were recently involved in the Weber State Storytelling Festival, and we'd like to welcome Thomas Kelly with us tonight. Thomas is one of the students, one of our student storytellers from Roy Elementary, and he's going to come up and do a story for us, correct? And then following that, Thomas is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance also. So come on up, we welcome you.
Once upon a time, in a meadow pretty far from here, there lived a family of wolves. These wolves hunted antelope, nabbed sheep out of their pens, and snacked on little critters like squirrel. That is, except for Little Wolf. In fact, he complained no matter what his mother served up. Lamb chops! We had lamb chops last night. Sloppy doughs! I hate sloppy doughs. Chocolate mousse? Ugh, this stuff makes me sick. And besides, it looks just like... That's enough! Barked Father Wolf. You see, the only real food Little Wolf would eat was boy. Why can't we have any boy anymore? Well, sighed Father Wolf, everyone longs for a plate of boy chops, or a big baked boy tato, or even a boysenberry pie. But boys are hard to come by these days. I'll tell you what, you happen to find a boy out there in the edge of the woods or on the hilltops, me and Mother Wolf will be happy to catch and cook it for you. But that's a pretty big if. The next day, Little Wolf was walking home from school and he sniffed the air. Oh, Granny Smith pie, he moaned. This stuff sucks. Then he remembered what his father had said. Boy, boy, he yelled as he ran into the cave. There's a boy out there in the woods. Mother and Father Wolf burst out of the cave, ran up every hill, and all the way down to the pond. They checked in between every tree and in all the hollow logs, but couldn't find a boy. I'm sorry, Little Wolf, said Father Wolf. We checked everywhere a boy might go, but couldn't find him. Better luck next time. Little Wolf tried to look disappointed, but all he could do was keep from laughing. And the joke got even better when they came inside and found out their dinner was ruined. The 3-pig salad! Exclaimed Mother Wolf. It's ruined! The bricks are limp and the straw's damp and the sticks turned all sticky. That's okay, dear, said Father Wolf. We'll settle on snack food tonight. And Little Wolf was happy. So happy, in fact, he decided to try it again the next day. Boy, boy, he yelled as he ran into the cave. It's the same boy from yesterday. Again, Mother and Father Wolf looked everywhere. And again, they came home without a boy. And once again, their dinner was ruined. The Granny Smith pie! Exclaimed Mother Wolf. It's ruined! The apples are entirely too mushy. Yes, agreed Father Wolf. And Granny's gone all crusty and hard. Looks like it's snack food again tonight, said Little Wolf. But something about his grin made Father Wolf wonder. And then the next day he overheard Little Wolf on the phone saying, "And then I just tell them there's a boy out there and they make a fool of themselves looking for it all day. I'll probably do it again tonight, too." When Father Wolf told Mother Wolf about this, they decided to ignore Little Wolf's trick. Next day, Little Wolf was walking home from school and he sniffed the air. "Oh, grasshopper stew," he groaned. "This stuff is vile." He was just about to run into the cave when he saw them. A whole group of 30, maybe 40 boys marching through the woods. "Boy! Mom! 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 Mom!" he yelled as he ran into the cave. "Mom! Mom! Mom! Go talk to your father." "Dad! Dad! 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 Dad!" "What?" "There's dozens of boys out there, enough to fill our freezer and Auntie's too," he exclaimed as a boy entered the cave. He was a lot like Little Wolf, really mischievous, and he'd broken off from the rest to investigate. "Dad, just look behind you!" he yelled. But when Father Wolf finally set down his newspaper and looked, the boy was gone. "He was just there! If you would have looked, you would have caught him!" "That's enough!" barked Father Wolf. "We've had it up to here with your fibbing." "And you're complaining too," agreed Mother Wolf. "You will stop lying and eat what we serve you." And he did. And everyone, well, the boys, lived happily ever after. Thank you. Now, please rise and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thomas introduce his mom right there. She's right there next to him.
Thank you, Thomas. Would you introduce your family before you guys take off?
So this is my mom, and actually Jennifer Kelly, and actually she helped me a lot with the story, so half of it goes to her.
Great job. Thank you. Well done. Great job. We'd like to recognize the Sea of Red in our group tonight and welcome them to our board meeting. It's good to see you. I've seen stickers and red ties and all kinds of things tonight, so welcome. We want you to know of our appreciation for our teachers, for all that they do. It's a tough time to be in the public education world. We were at a seminar a couple of years, 4 or 5 years ago, and they says, you know, the battleground of the 21st century will be public education, and we're seeing that already. So we appreciate what you do. We appreciate your time and your talents and the efforts that you put into teaching the students here in our district, and we appreciate you for that. And we hope that the school board never gets in your way. If that ever becomes a problem, you need to let us know, because that's not what we're here for. We're here to support you. So thank you. Kurt Swalberg, let's do some recognitions.
President Whittison, Board, Superintendent Butters. As you can see, on the agenda it says Mary Jo Williams. You can tell that I am not Mary Jo Williams. She's a whole lot smarter and a whole lot prettier than I am. And so you're stuck with me, unfortunately. But this is a great night. We get to talk about one of our amazing administrators in our district, Principal Roundtree. She is truly an amazing individual, and Mary Jo and myself, we nominated her for UAESP Principal of the Year Award. And that's because one of the things, as we talked about, is she's made a tremendous transformation at Lakeview in her short time there in just over a year and a half. If I can invite Principal Roundtree to come on up, that would be great. So come on up, Stacy. As Stacy's coming up, just to give you just a little bit of background, she has been a principal now with us for 5 years, 3 of which she spent at Midland Elementary, and the past 2 years she has spent at Lakeview. And she was put at Lakeview for a specific purpose. And her skill set is such that you will see, and we have a video to show you, of her remarkable ability to build relationships. And not with just students, but relationships with community and with staff and all stakeholders that she works with. It's truly a remarkable sight when you see her walking around her building and interacting in such a way that it's so positive, and it's just been a breath of fresh air at Lakeview. So we'll go ahead and we'll roll with the video.
She's a very nice principal, I know that. One of my favorite ones.
Very honestly, Stacy is the best administrator I've had in my 25-year career. She is very attentive. She takes care of things. She is very supportive of everyone here at the school, students, staff, teachers.
As the best. She's awesome. She's so helpful. This is only my second year, so I've been with her both years, and it's game changer for sure. She's amazing. She is so eager to help anyone solve a problem. She is the first person you can call if you need help, and she'll be right down in your classroom. She's easy to talk to. The parents love her. All my kids love her. She's been amazing.
She gets me motivated so that I want to do stuff. She stands up for me, and she's like the best principal I would have ever had.
I love working with Mrs. Roundtree. She is always there when I need help. She is encouraging me to be better. She's the reason why I'm going back to school to become a SPED teacher.
She's my favorite principal. I see her every day. Be nice and be proud.
I love my job being a principal here at Lakeview, coming to school to see all the kids show up every day. But most importantly, building the relationship with those kids and the faculty, and knowing that every kid has the opportunity to learn and achieve and grow, whether it's academically or behaviorally.
I have seen her take a teacher's class and send the teacher away for a few minutes that needed a break. That's above and beyond what I've seen other principals do. I have seen her in classrooms with students that struggle. Sitting right by them. I have seen her call students down to her office and work with them for hours, helping them to regulate and be able to get back to class. Myself, she's just been over and above with helping me to be able to do the job here at Lakeview.
We have lots of meetings, parties. We're always getting together. She makes it feel more like a family. She's always wants to help us and get better. She's like, what can I do to help you? How can I make you better? But I think the biggest thing is that she worked really hard last year to boost the morale around here and bring everyone closer together. So every faculty meeting, we were talking with each other, we were sharing things with each other to really build a sense of community.
She helps everyone with the leader in me. She treats everyone kind. And she sets me up for success by giving me some compliments like, you got this. I love when she helps my teacher and learns.
She is just so positive, and the kids just love her.
I feel like what works for me is making sure I'm building relationships. That's the key. Really being a listener, listening to what people have to say, whether it's students or your faculty, and then following through on what you say you're going to do.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's always reaching out, seeing if I need help. I came to teach before my student teaching, so this was my student teaching, and I was lost, and so she was always there to help me, giving me resources and advice. Just that she's so amazing, and I am so grateful I've gotten the privilege to work under her, and I've learned so much from her.
This job can be hard, but it's so rewarding if you build those relationships. Trust the people you work with, and know that every student has the opportunity to grow and learn.
Stacy, congratulations. We're so proud of you, and we are honored to work with you.
Congratulations, you're awesome. Thank you. Congratulations, Mrs. Roundtree.
Congratulations, Miss Roundtree.
Congratulations, Mrs. Roundtree. You deserve this.
We love you, Miss Roundtree.
As you can see, what an amazing individual. Her love and caring for their students is beyond measure. I think at the end you see one of the kids said it best, I think, is she sets them up for success. And that's what she does. It's all about growth and helping them to reach their potential and reach that success. So President Whittison, Board Superintendent Butters, I give you our UAESP nominee, Principal Roundtree.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I have with me tonight my husband in the back, Alex, most important person here for me. I have a daughter who's trying out for dance company at the high school right now. I have one son that doesn't live with us anymore. He is still at work and goes to school at night. And then I have a 17-year-old. There you go. But the most important person is here with me, and I appreciate all his support. And I appreciate your guys' support too. So I'm honored to have this. And I would love to talk to Ryan James and see the outtakes of one of the students in that video. Some of you know who I'm talking about that are here, but great job. So thank you very much.
Hey, Stacy, will you have your family wave so we know which ones?
Alex, he's
Okay.
he's in the back.
We like to have them stand up, but people kind of really don't like to do that. So a
can
wave
you stand
is
up,
good.
Alex?
A wave is good.
We'll make him stand up. Thank you.
Let's move on with some further recognitions. Clyde Moore, please.
Up a little bit taller. Okay. President, Superintendent Board, I'm honored tonight to recognize one of our I Love Teaching recognitions or recipients for this month, and that is Sherry Nebeker. Sherry, can you join me, please? I had the honor to go out and visit Sherry. Oh, yeah, come up. She's trying to hide on me. Okay. I had the honor to go out and I'm going to take this off so you can hear me. And let Sherry know that she had received this award, and it was a pleasure to be in her classroom. They're going to show you a little video at the end, but I kind of felt like I was interrupting some business because the kids came in, they were ready to go to work, and Sherry was up teaching, and we walked down to the classroom to make her aware that she had been recognized for this award, and she was a little taken back. But I want to tell you a little bit about Sherry. Sherry was nominated by her principal, Mr. Matt Patterson, and Sherry is a math teacher at Mountain View Junior High, and also an instructional coach. So she's pulling double duties, and what I'm hearing is knocking it out of the park in both areas. Mr. Patterson said Sherry is an exceptional educator and a true asset to the Weber School District. She embodies the spirit of the I Love Teaching Award in every aspect of her work. Here's some comments he made about Sherry that would describe her. He says she's very creative, a visionary approach to challenges and the pursuit of the progress is truly commendable. She not only generates innovative ideas, but also possesses the determination to see them through to implementation. Some words that he used to characterize Sherry was responsible, inspiring, organized, professional, a mentor, a teammate, a leader, and supportive, just to name a few. We also had the opportunity to cold call on some students in the classroom and to get their thoughts on Sherry as a teacher and also her class. And here's a few comments that we got in that area. One student said, "She teaches math in a way that helps me understand it." Another one said, "I look forward to attending her math class." Another one said, if I don't learn the concept the first time, she'll allow me multiple opportunities to learn it. And then one student says, "I know she cares if I'm struggling in math." And I thought those were some powerful comments from students that really love math and love being in that class. Like I said, Sherry is an instructional coach, so every other day she's supporting teachers and she's sitting in and giving feedback, to giving suggestions on some different strategies and practices they could use to improve their skills. So not only is she affecting her classroom, but she's affecting classroom throughout the school. And I think that's what that's the thing that makes Sherry very special. Very special. I'm going to show a short video here in a minute that's going to have some feedback or comments from teachers and also a few students. So we'll turn the time over and watch the video. I'm going to congratulate you. You've been chosen as the I Love Teaching Award.
That's tremendous.
Yeah.
I am
It's
thrilled.
an award that we recognize our teachers monthly, and for the month of March, you will be the I Love Teaching.
That's great. Thank
recipient
you.
for the-
Thank you very much.
So what do you guys think about that? That's pretty good. Let's give her a hand.
We love Mrs. Nebaker. She is a teachers of teachers, and she just is what we all hope our kids have, is a Mrs. Nebaker in their life.
She's really good with kids. The kids can come up to her anytime, I've noticed, even when they're here in the library, and they can ask her a question and she knows their name, she talks to them, she relates to them, she wants to give them the help that they need.
It's an honor and a privilege to work with her. She is an outstanding mentor. She values her students. She's an outstanding educator, and it couldn't have gone to a better person.
Sherry is just an amazing teammate, colleague, role model. She builds relationships with kids and parents and faculty, and she's an amazing friend and colleague.
I just have always appreciated her love for kids. She just unconditionally wants the very best for them and gives her heart and soul to building those relationships.
I absolutely love what I do. These kids are the reason why I get up every morning. They're a riot. They're fun. Their personalities make me laugh. And why I teach is because I want them to love math. I want them to love learning.
One of my favorite things about Miss Nebaker is how extremely caring she is and how she easily breaks things down and doesn't just shove things in your face and expect you to know it. And she's extremely caring to everyone and doesn't treat others differently.
One thing about Mrs. Nebaker is that she always comes to school with a smile, and she likes to teach us, and she cares about every student.
One of the best qualities that Sherry has is she wants to help all students. She is trying new ways to reach everybody in her class and make them feel like they belong.
And then to see her want to see them be successful in math and helping kids believe that they can do math is just magical.
So many times students come to math with this predetermined notion that it's too hard already. And so when they walk into my classroom, I want them to feel like they're accepted in my room no matter what their level is, their skill level, and they can be successful in math. And I do everything in my power to help them feel that success, because that's what keeps them going. That's their motivation. When they find success, that light bulb moment, they just keep working, and I absolutely love doing that.
I love Miss Nebaker as a teacher because she takes learning from being a chore or something that we have to do to something that's fun and we understand and we can use it every day. I really enjoy that Miss Nebaker does is she works with you and she has a confidence in you when you work.
You love the kids, you truly understand them as no other person I've ever met. So congratulations on being you and being the best you that I know.
Sherry, congratulations. It couldn't have gone to a better person.
Congratulations, Mrs. Nebaker.
Congratulations, Mrs. Nebaker, you deserve it. Congrats to Miss Nebaker, and we are so proud of you. We love you so much.
Congratulations, Miss Nebaker, for this. You did a really good job.
and you deserve it.
And a big congratulations to her. It's so well deserved.
Sherry, congratulations. We're so excited for you.
Congratulations, Mrs. Nebaker. Well deserving.
These kids leave my classroom, I hope, feeling cared about, appreciated, respected, and successful.
She's just one of those. She's helping our school become even better.
So, Board, I want to present to you one of our I Love Teaching educators tonight, so thank you. Sherry, will you introduce those that came to support you?
First of all, thank you, and I'm sorry for the crazy surprised look on my face. Because, you know, when you're teaching math and just Clyde Moore walks in your room, it's like, what's happening? So, but thank you. It's hard not to cry. I just love those kids, and I love what I do, so thank you, Mr. Patterson. My husband, Joel, is here. My two beautiful stepdaughters are here, Kaya and Shalise, and we have two more that are unable to be here. My 13-year-old Shelby and our 10-year-old Wyatt are not here tonight. So, again, thank you.
Blaine, would you be our picture guy tonight? Just right or
Thanks, Mrs. Nebaker. Jared Abney, please.
Oh, Juliana's gonna.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You tricked us.
I did. Kurt and I are just getting you guys tonight, filling in. Superintendent Butters, President Whittison, and Board, I would like to invite Jody Coy from Roy Elementary up. So just a little bit about this amazing woman next to me. She has been a valuable asset in Weber School District for many years. She started out as a special education paraeducator at Riverdale Elementary and kept that ship going. Oh, good, we've got another person up here with us. She then transitioned and has for about the past 5 years, right, Jody, been at Roy Elementary as a special education mild moderate teacher and was nominated for the I Love Teaching Award by her principal, Angie Snowden. Just some things as I've gotten to know Jody. She has an amazing can-do and problem-solving attitude. She is flexible. Roy Elementary, I feel like just being in board meeting for the last couple of years, we talk about that community a lot and the changes that are going on in that community. She's worked through teacher changes out there, administrator changes, boundary changes, has had some great experiences working very closely with some students that need some extra support, and she always just has this amazing outlook and attitude when she is doing sometimes things that can be really, really challenging. She is viewed as a leader in the school. She works not just in her classroom. Sometimes as a teacher, you can just get in the classroom and keep your head down and just teach, but she is outward focused of how can I improve not just within my classroom, but my school community as a whole. Principal Snowden described her as a pillar of support to families, and I think that is amazing. Just when you are working in special education and with special education students, it's a team approach and it's all hands on deck, and Jody is a great team participant and not just supporting the students but supporting their families as well. And then as we cut to her video, I just want to say this line from her nomination letter. She celebrates every student achievement, no matter how small, as a monumental victory, fostering confidence and a love for learning in her students. So if we can play the video.
Thank you. Well deserved. Oh, I love teaching. I know you do. I definitely love teaching.
Jody is amazing. She works tirelessly for all of our students. Every special ed student that is under her care, she works with the parents, the families, all of the kiddos she knows.
I love working with Jody Coy. She's very passionate about helping her students and very passionate about helping all students, not just those in her classroom. She is really good at thinking outside of the box on different ways that we can help kiddos.
Jody gives everything she has. We share a few students and she just makes them welcome. She helps them grow.
I love working with Jody. She's good with the kids. She's always organized. I don't know, I've worked in several schools, but I love it here and I love working with her.
It's awesome. It's fun. She's a really good boss and she makes the room fun. She makes the kids happy, and coming to work doesn't feel like a burden. That feels like exciting and something to look forward to every day.
Absolutely cares about every single student. She knows the families personally and she loves these kids.
She's always willing to listen to a parent. Like if a parent comes to the door, she's always like very personable with them and talks to them and listens and tries to just understand where they're coming from.
She's very caring. She's very loving. She doesn't judge them, or anyone really for that fact.
I like going to Miss Coy's class because she is very kind. She keeps me on track, and she is solidly going to help me learn how to read. I love Miss Coy going to school. She always make jokes for me. And it's like really fun going to her class because almost like some Fridays we have like fun Fridays where like there's like Uno, there's word search, there's Mimi, Zoe, and Raf.
She's amazing. Everyone goes to Jody for advice because she always has the good answers. And Jody saves my life daily.
But wherever I go around the school, Jody's name kept coming up. They love Jody. They work with Jody. They're amazed by Jody with everything that she does for her kids, for our kids, that they just love her. We love her, and the parents love her.
That's just Jody in general. She loves teaching. She's just very passionate about her kids and doing what's best for them and helping them. And I don't know, that embodies who Jody is. She loves teaching.
She just has my back at all times. And it has been so nice to have a go-to mentor at the school. And it's just a privilege to be a friend of Jody's.
She's gone above and beyond in so many ways by being there for the kids, making sure that they have everything that they need, and just making sure that they're safe and having fun in the room while they're learning. and I love her. She's amazing.
I would just say, thank you for helping me learn how to read. Thank you for being there for me. And I love you. That, like, as a teacher, that's what I mean.
Jody, congratulations. We are so grateful that you are here at Roy Elementary. You are amazing. And we are just so grateful you are here. Congratulations on this well-deserved award. We're behind you and we love you. Congratulations, Jody. Congratulations, Jody. That's a well-deserved award for you.
Congratulations, Miss Coy.
Congratulations, Jody. You're amazing.
So thank you, Superintendent and Board, for letting me present Jody Coy as the I Love Teaching recipient. And Jody, I'm going to let you've got a lot of support here that clearly loves you and is standing behind you. So I'll let you introduce.
Thank you so much for this award. And I have with me my husband, Brent, my 4 children, and my grandkids, and my mom and dad, and my father-in-law, and my niece. Yes, and stuff. My Roy family, my parents, just a lot of people that I love. I love teaching. I love being in the classroom and helping these kids learn to read. Thanks.
Let's move on. Superintendent Butters, please.
Yes, so could we have our Goal Foundation friends come on down, Troy Calentine and Alex Docta, and then we could also have Emily Euler and Larry Hadley come on down. Kristen Curl, if you're still here. Let's get the whole group right up here, if you wouldn't mind. We're just going to do a short overview of what this great partnership that you're seeing come together here at the front of the room is all about. These 2 great individuals right here are responsible to facilitate one of the most amazing events in Ogden, and that is the Ogden Marathon. And we have been engaged with them over the last few months, talking about how we can mutually support this great community event and work together. And we'd like to kind of let you talk about how that partnership has developed and what it will look like. And then I'll have Emily Euler and Larry and Kristen kind of talk about their bit part. So this is an exciting endeavor. Thanks for being here tonight.
Thank you for the introduction, Gina. I'm Troy Calentine, Executive Director with Goal Foundation, and we produce the Ogden Marathon. So we're a community nonprofit. We have all kinds of really great programs, but the marathon is what we're most noted for. This is Director of Operations, Alex Docta. He's kind of the brainchild behind this whole vision and mission. And we're just really grateful to be able to put this together. And I think if we could roll through a couple of slides, and then we've got a few bullet points at the end. The first video is just a quick highlight of a few things that happened at the marathon. some running, some drinking drinks. Yeah, it does take a village. So this is one example. This is our building down on 24th Street. But the morning of the marathon is a pretty hectic, crazy, chaotic morning. And a big part of what happens there is the school bus loading. So next slide, if you don't mind. This is the full start up at just below Causey Reservoir. And you can see our school buses dropping off participants at the full start. There's almost 1,800 folks that run the full marathon there. So next slide, please. I'm going to turn it over to Alex real quick because he's our ops guy. He knows all the details of the ins and outs.
Yeah, and we'll be brief. I do want to say this is the most inspiring board meeting I've ever been to. I'm almost like, wow, it's incredible, especially even from the opening story from that young man up there. I want to go back to school and go through it all again. But the Ogden Marathon, so just a quick overview. This is a publicly owned event. It's a Ogden City-owned event. It's the 24th year running, roughly 6,600 runners, 101 buses service up to the start of the event, approximately 1,000 volunteers, estimated 18,000 visitors and athletes in total, coming from roughly 48 states each year and 7 or 8 countries is kind of just an aggregate average economic impact of about $2 million estimated for 2025 and about the same for last year as well. So if we can switch slides, yeah. So the partnership here, basically, we're a nonprofit that facilitates this publicly owned event, and as time goes on, things have shifted, and I started to realize, like, wow, we get these 101 buses from all over, some of them from out of state, and a lot of this money just leaves the community. And I started thinking, I wonder if we can bring that in-house and have a lot of that funding stay and benefit directly the community. And everybody up here was kind enough to kind of get together and talk about a fundraising partnership that we've been able to bring together. And basically what that means is that we're going to help get 3,000 of our runners up to the half marathon start line with 55 Weber School District buses. And for every bus, in addition to reimbursing the district for the cost of operations and drivers, we're going to be donating $500 per bus directly to Emily Euler and the Weber School Foundation. Probably the other way first, but it's going to be directly going in to the Weber School Foundation. And so what that means through this partnership is that with the 55 buses, it'll be a bit more, but it's $500 a bus. Say we only use 50. It's $25,000 around is going to come right into the Weber School Foundation and to be used at their discretion on the projects that they do. I'm sure you guys know what they do very well, but we'll let Emily talk about that in a second as well. And so that's what the partnership looks like, and we're super pumped to be able to, as a nonprofit, to be able to keep funding in the community that we serve.
Wonderful.
Next slide, if you don't mind. Yeah, thanks, Alex. Again, he took my thunder. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so as he mentioned, right, we're going to be able to keep a lot of this money in the county or in the area and contribute to a cause that we feel really passionate about. Goal's mission is to inspire people to get out and live through volunteering or participating in athletic sports. So having our youth have great spaces to learn, educate, and grow up to be amazing human beings is a big part of what feeds our future of other people who want to come and participate in our programming and summer programs and things. So we do, again, have runners from all around the community, the country, and the world that interact with these local bus drivers, and it's a really exciting, crazy, fun time when you see all these buses. It takes about, 45 minutes or so to load all the buses. So it's a weird, vacant morning. Like at 4:30, we get out there, and there's like almost no one there except for the cops that have closed the street. And then Alex's magician maestro, like all these buses just come out of everywhere and line up, and then all the people come out of everywhere, and 40 minutes later, they're all at the start doing their thing. So, and then I think last slide. I just wanted to touch real quick how your support helps support us and the things that we do. We run a lot of free community events. So in 2023, we hosted 65 free community events. We donated $1,800 towards a green initiative where we plant trees in the community. We donated 182 pair of shoes and 10 pair of hiking poles for our local seniors. We have youth scholarships and group grants to get awarded, as well as some additional sports grants that come through that. And then through our events and the marathon specifically, we have a a little over 7,000 volunteer hours that come together to make all these things happen. And it couldn't really happen, though, without partnerships like this with Weber School Foundation and Weber School District. So thanks for taking the time to hear our crazy idea and let it come to fruition. It took a little bit of work, but we're really thrilled to see it come together and excited for May 17th this year. So.
Awesome, awesome. Emily, would you let us kind of what you're planning to do with the donations?
Absolutely. This is so exciting for the foundation, but it's also exciting for me. I have participated in the Ogden Marathon for probably the last 15 years. So this is near and dear to my heart. We're really excited for this partnership. We're really excited for what it's going to do for students in Weber School District. As each of you know, Weber School Foundation has been working really hard to put teen centers in each of our high schools, and the funding that we received this year will go directly towards teen centers. And we're really close to having all of those completed. As you know, we have one teen center left at Westfield High School, and this will directly benefit those students. So we're very excited about that. We're also really excited to see this partnership grow and continue on through the years and really be able to figure out ways that we can best serve our students with this really generous donation. So thank you so much. I also just want to mention this would not have happened without these two. Larry and Kristen really are going to be the ones that are putting in all of the work to make this happen and make this partnership what it needs to be. And we're really, really lucky for the amount of time that they have spent to figure out how to make this work. And also a shout out to Superintendent Butters, just everybody that came to the table and really talked this through and figured it out. We're very, very lucky to be in this partnership.
Awesome. And maybe Kristen and or Larry, you could just speak to your involvement.
First of all, we got to thank the drivers, because we need 55 of those guys to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning with their buses washed, clean, fueled, ready to go. It is something to see, though, if you want to wake up and be there at 4:15 in the morning, because we've got pictures, and we've done the marathon before when we were able to, but with insurance, we weren't able to. So we're excited for this partnership. The drivers are excited for it. They love it. And we have a lot of runners that are Weber School District employees that are like, hey, I'm riding the school bus. So it's a good time. So we're excited. Thank you.
Kristen, are you driving?
No, I'll be there.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. One last person, too, that we need to thank. We couldn't have figured this out of the box situation without our own Heidi Alder, who helped us put this whole agreement together. So, Heidi, thank you as well. Yep. Awesome. Any questions, board? Or?
Troy, Alex, thank you. Thanks for bringing this together. Kirsten and Larry, thank you so much for getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. Real quick, I feel like it's a great example of, the collective community coming together and finding a way to get something done that benefits everybody, as opposed to what we see a lot of, which is the opposite of that. So it's really cool to be a part of it, and you guys are all a huge part of it, and thank you so much. So
Yeah. This is wonderful. Thank you. Yeah. We're going to do a little bit of business here now, and we're bouncing around just a little bit tonight to accommodate some people. So, board, you've had the opportunity to review the consent calendar. I'd entertain a motion, Jan, and second by Wiley. Any further comment? All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. Now, with the, let's see, we want to do this public comment. Okay, let's transition now to our public comment portion of the building, of the meeting, excuse me. We remind those who are offering some feedback tonight that you'll have 3 minutes to do so. So we'll start out with Stephanie Haverston, please.
Hi, I'm short.
My name is Stephanie Howenstein.
Sorry.
It's okay. It happens all the time. My son is a student at Rocky Mountain Junior High, and he has been taking German for the past 3 years. He is going to be attending Westfield High School next year and would like to take German, but it is not being offered. I would propose that we look further into this subject and see if we can get it offered at Westfield High. Herr Reichard from Rocky Mountain has advised many of the students and parents that there is a teacher that is willing to be the teacher at Westfield High School. Her name is Kara Muggleston. She currently is teaching at T.H. Bell, Bonneville, and Mountain View. And she would like to split her time between Mountain View and Westfield if she could. She, I'm sure, would be thrilled to get that opportunity. I have been able to participate in many of the field trips that have been scheduled for Rocky Mountain Junior High with my son. I've gone to Christkindlmarkt and Hofwinterfest, and I've enjoyed every single minute, and my last name is even German. So if we could consider having Westfield High School offer German classes, it would be fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you for your input.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I as you're heading back to your seat, Stephanie, I'm glad to meet with you about this. I know that Principal Martini and I have been engaged on this topic, and so if you'd like to sit down and talk about it, I'll have Pam Wallen right here reach out to you. You just let me know that, okay? All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. And the next one, Jennifer Gravitt, please.
Yes, I brought my bodyguards. Come on, bodyguards.
It's good to see you, Board. Hello, Superintendent Butters, President Widdowson, and Board. My name is Jenny Gravitt, and I'm the President of the Weber Education Association. And I'm speaking tonight as the president. I'm speaking collectively for not only all the folks you see here tonight dressed in red, which are WEA members, but I'm speaking for the many other educators who reached out to me with appreciation for you. Some are busy with extracurricular activities tonight, some are having literacy night, some had to leave early to be with their families, and some are spending their evening doing something other than education for a change. But they wanted to make sure that I said one thing to you, and that is thank you. Thank you, Board, for all the support of us. Thank you, President Widdowson, for your kind words as you began the meeting. Thank you, Board, for soliciting our input and for listening to our thoughts regarding the merit pay. You took the time to listen. You took the time to read all of our comments, and you took the time to thoughtfully research. We want you to know how good it feels to be heard. Thank you also for taking a strong stance against House Bill 267 and for your advocacy during this legislative session. Your leadership does not go unnoticed, and we appreciate all the hours you spend on our behalf and for making Weber School District better for educators and students. As I was looking at the educators here dressed in red, I couldn't help but think of one of my favorite flowers. I know, here I go, English teacher. And if you do any hiking or backpacking, you may know the flower I'm talking about. It's Indian paintbrush. I love it. It's beautiful, but it also has a symbolic meaning to me and for a lot of people, connection. I don't know if you know this, but Indian paintbrush weaves its roots around other plants and it absorbs the nutrients so it can thrive in the desert. It forms partnerships, much like the WEA has formed partnerships with Weber School District for decades. It's strong and quiet, and I appreciate all of the collaboration you have done with us. We nourish each other, and we know that we thrive together. Now, speaking of collaboration, I want to turn the time over to our president-elect, our WEA president-elect, amazing Sarah Cox.
As educators, we know that showing up matters, whether it's in our classrooms for our
students and conversations with parents are in forums like this where decisions that impact our schools are made. We believe that it's just as important to show up when you're appreciative as it is when you're concerned. That's why we're here tonight, to recognize the good work being done and to strengthen our partnership as we continue advocating for the best possible future for our students and schools. We look forward to continuing our work alongside you to support educators, strengthen public education, and advocate for the needs of our students. Thank you again for your dedication, your leadership, and your commitment to education in our community. We have a whole basket full of thank you cards for you, but they're locked up at Sandridge, and Jenny will bring them to you tomorrow when she can get in the school.
She called me in a panic this morning. She's like, the cards. I am not talking on behalf of the group. I'm going to be selfish and talk for myself here, but I just have the best privilege job in the world working for Weber Educators. And then to top it off, right, I get to work with wonderful directors, HR, Heidi's amazing, the attorney, the superintendency, and all of the administrators. And I know that all of that is because of the lead that you all take and the leadership that you do for this district. So again, I am so thankful for everything that you all do on behalf of the educators of Weber School District.
The thanks goes to you and the teachers. That's the ones who do the work around here. So thank you. Yeah, let's do that. Go ahead.
Okay. We are jumping around tonight, and I apologize about that. Carrie, we're going to have you come on up. We ask each month a administrator. We alternate between elementary and secondary. We're going to talk tonight about one of our great elementary administrators, but Carrie Breeding is doing some amazing things, sustained things at Hooper Elementary, and we asked her to come and stand before the board tonight and just focus on a few things that they're working on, and so that the board can get to know you a little bit better as well, Carrie. And thank you so much in advance for all you do.
Thank you. President Whittison, Superintendent Butters, board members, it really is a privilege to take just a few minutes and talk about all the good work the teachers, students, and community members are doing at Hooper Elementary. As I really sat and reflected on what the teachers are doing, there's so many things, but it really comes down to collective teacher efficacy. And that is the ability that the teachers and the shared belief and a collective effort to work together in order to improve student outcomes. At Hooper Elementary, we are all about PLCs. We take PLCs very seriously. Our teachers meet weekly and collaborate. They're very data-driven. They look at student data. They see where there might be some learning gaps. And then they create very fluid and targeted interventions and extensions. And again, this is just to target the learning to make sure that all of our students, their needs are being met. They work really hard at this, and they share students. It is not uncommon for me to go up to any teacher on a teaching team and say, hey, how is little Johnny doing? And that teacher might not be that child's teacher, but they know. They know exactly how that student's doing because they're moving those students around in those groups. I hear things like, well, they're still working on Silent E, but they're almost there. Or they got Silent E, and now they're moving up to Mrs. So-and-so's class and group, and they are getting even more support as they move along. And we also have great extensions for our students who are there. So we are working together to make sure that all of our students' needs are being met. Our students and teachers set goals. So you can see here at the top, this is a 4th grade student. This is a data binder. All of our students have a data folder or a data binder, and they're tracking their own progress. They'll take a little quiz, a little test, some kind of intervention will happen, and then they will retake a similar test, and then they track their growth. And of course, this really helps their self-esteem, and they learn that if I work hard, I can make real progress. The bottom there in the right-hand corner, that's a little kindergartner. Even our kindergartners are tracking their progress. That is a fluency folder, and you can see the little stars. As that student progresses, they can track their progress, and they understand that, yeah, I'm getting this. The teachers are tracking data as well. Every teacher has a data wall in their room, And this represents how the class is doing it. And this really promotes a sense of belonging, and we're in this together, and we're going to keep working hard at our goals. Outside in the hallway, every grade level has a data wall. So parents, we want to be very transparent. They can walk through the building and they can see, oh, look at this grade. They're really reaching their goals. And that it's always the end of your goal. We're always looking to the end and always progressing towards that goal. We do have high expectations at our school, behavior expectations as well. Not only do students track their academic data, but at the end of the day, 5 minutes before the bell rings, they take out their little Mustang tracker and they rate themselves on how they did that day as far as behavior goes. Did they obey our rules? And were they kind to others? And at the end of the month, if they have 85% of their points earned, they get to participate in Fun Friday. And this is where teachers have different activities in their rooms, and the kids can choose what activity they would like to participate in. And again, we shoot for blue. So blue being the highest in proficiency. We want our students to have high goals, and we want to help them along to make those goals. A lot of scaffolding happens. So here's some of our data. This is our most recent Acadience data. This is kindergarten through 3rd grade. 81% of our students on the reading Acadience scored typical and above typical growth. We really concentrate on growth. And hopefully growth will end up with kids being proficient. 84% of our students were proficient, and I'm so proud of this. 71% were blue. So we're moving them, and we're bringing them right along. Our Acadience math data, 74% of our students scored typical and above typical growth. 73% of those students are proficient, and 65% were blue. And we know that if our students are blue on the Acadience, when they take the RISE assessment, which is grades 3 through 6, they have a much, much higher chance of being proficient on that more rigorous test. Here's our Hooper RISE data. The blue is 2020-21 scores, and the red is last year's. So you can see there that we're making progress there as well. So our goal is just to get these kids ready and get them thinking deeply and developing those critical thinking skills. But we do teach our kids, we work hard, but we play hard as well. So every year, our families each get a copy of a book, and it's usually a classic book. Last year, it was The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And then we have a fun night that we celebrate the book and all the other things we're doing, the art and the STEM. And it's a very well-attended event. And as a matter of fact, you can see 2 special people there, Superintendent Butters and Assistant Superintendent Dave Hells. They always come. They always come and support us. They always show up. And after a long, hard day's work, they're willing to drive all the way out to Hooper and come and spend a little bit of time with us. We did notice on our Panorama survey last spring that our students' survey results, they rated themselves a little low in grit. So we decided that what better way to raise grit than the cowboy way. So this year, our theme is Ride for the Brand. You can see we have our brand, and we've been really digging deeply into the Code of the West and some of the principles there. One being having pride in your work. One of it is about integrity, doing the right thing even when no one is listening. And that really has helped our students. We give out top hand awards to the teachers when we see them doing great things. Fridays, students can earn blue tickets throughout the school in unstructured areas like the lunchroom and the hallway, and then they have opportunity to come play Principal Plinko, and it's my favorite time of the week. It's so much fun. And again, the Fun Fridays. So we try to keep things fun, but we do have lofty goals, and we do have very high expectations. Hooper is an amazing place, and we have so much support from the community and from just wonderful, wonderful teachers. So thank you so much.
Mrs. Breeding, you know that the Hooper community loves you to death, and I've been threatened with bodily harm if we ever move you. Thank you. Yeah. So we want to have him do it first. Yeah. Mr. Lake, would you like to come and do your presentation for us, please?
All right. Superintendent Butters, President Wilson, and board. We're going to talk this. I have Carrie Meyerhofer. Before I get going here, I want to thank her. First of all, she does an amazing job with the fees. She does a lot of research on the topics that get brought to the committee and decides, and she presents information on whether it's important to raise fees, lower the fees, or if what we have right now is great. And so she does an amazing job. She's the one that puts together the packet that you received in your email. So I want to thank her for her work. The district fee committee is seeking Board of Education approval on the school fees and spend plan for the 25-26 school year. And we're asking the board to acknowledge the suggested changes made to these fee schedules. You'll find changes indicated in red and crossed out on the schedule that you got in your email. And then this information that you have viewed was gathered by working with the fees committee, which Mr. Williams has really beefed up that committee. A lot of community members representing all of the cones, administrators, just employees from the schools as well. And so we discuss the items, they take that back to their community, to their communities and talk about those things and see what they need and bring it back to the committee meeting. And so the district fees committee, let me just say one of the things that they talked about always comes up is yearbooks, right? And whether or not they should raise fees for yearbooks. Carrie had a spreadsheet of information showing that, and obviously that's not something that we should try to make money on, right? And so she did a great job of laying that out for the committee and showing that what the prices that we have right now are sufficient and that we didn't need to raise those fees. And so it's the work that she does behind the scenes that really keeps us in check, and it's great transparency for the community. So the district fees committee believes the updated fee schedule and spend plan creates transparency for the schools, students, and communities. It also creates equity for all students. And so based on this information, the Weber School Fees Committee is requesting the board to review and acknowledge the suggested changes for the 25-26 school year and for the fee schedule for the first reading. So if you have any questions.
I just have a couple questions. I noticed for the junior high and the high school on the online course fees, you've noted that some of them are students provide their own supplies. So does that need to continue to be on the fee schedule, or do we take it off completely if there's no fee associated with it?
Yeah, and I'll let you talk. So Carrie's worked with Blake Pope, and I'll let her talk about that.
So what we have determined with that is we have not really drilled down into the Weber online courses clear back since COVID. And so the amounts that were on there were more for the students who were at home during COVID while we were there, and the teachers were providing kits for these classes. So Blake Pope went through with every single one of his online teachers to confirm if it was necessary for any type of a fee to be obtained with that class. And the majority, if you look at these, the majority of those classes have been taken off. But there are just a handful that there may be a lab that is necessary for that course, but the majority of the stuff is things that the students have at home. My own child had done a science class online, and he was doing something. He says, "Mom, I need a pasta noodle." And pasta noodle? But it was something that we had at home. But we do give those students the opportunity, if they don't have that at home, they can reach out to the teacher, and it will not hurt their grade or anything, that they can have access to that information or to those supplies also.
And then I had two other questions. Was there discussions on raising the out-of-state travel for our CTSO national competitions? I know we talked about it just with the triple occupancy.
Yeah, that was raised
last year.
Okay,
so we're good to keep it where it's at. Okay, and then my third question is, with the school fees legislation going on, what's our next steps with this?
Yeah, that's something House Bill 344 is what you're referring to, and that's one that we'll continue to see how that plays out. Obviously, instructional supplies is that's going away. Some of the fees are going away due to that. And we may even need to create pathways where a student would not have a fee, right, to be able to graduate. And so that's something that we'll work with Brock and maybe whoever replaces Seth, right?
And Heidi.
And
Yeah.
Heidi. And so we'll,
Heather.
yeah. And so those are things that we are continuing to discuss. Yeah. Any other questions?
Anything else?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Board, before we vote on the proposed fee schedule, we need to move into a public meeting. So I would ask for a motion to move into a public meeting to hear public comment on the proposed fee schedule. If I could have a motion, Janice, second Bruce. Any discussion on that? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thanks. So we're now in a public meeting for the proposed fee schedule. Public's encouraged to participate in the development and review of the fee schedules, and each person desiring to participate will have up to 3 minutes to provide input regarding the proposed fee schedule. We had no one sign up to speak on the fee schedules tonight. Is there anyone here that would like to say anything? If not, board, we need a motion to move from the public meeting to the regular school board meeting. Jan, second. Wiley, any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Now, board, at this time, we'd entertain a motion to approve the proposed fee schedule for the 2025-2026 school year on a first reading. Janice and Jan, any comment on the fee schedule? All in favor of approval? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Thanks.
Paul, can I just thank those people again? They have been so intentional and diligent about looking at what our fees are, and so that we don't overtask our parents, and we really do make that a legitimate fee schedule.
Thanks. Thank you both for that. Is that you? Do you want to take that?
Yep. So we've just got the discussion action items left tonight, and 2 policies. We'll have Heidi Alder come up in just a minute, but Rob, let's bring you back up. You've been busy tonight, and we will look at the approval of the new junior high sport.
Okay, thank you again. This is in our conversation around, as promised, we promised to replace football that was removed from the junior highs, right? And so, in staying compliant with Title IX, we had to find a sport to replace that, a boys' sport. And so we put together a committee. We talked about the options and the options that came from the surveys that went out. Those top options were soccer, volleyball, golf, lacrosse, and wrestling. The committee was formed and talked about pros and cons of each. They settled on boys volleyball due to the it's been sanctioned recently in the high schools that will support the high schools. We already have equipment already in place. The costs will stay low. In fact, as I've worked with Brock, Matt was great to work with the people in their football accounts. They said to leave that money there, and when we replace the sport, we can use that money. And so we went through those accounts. Brock gave us $2,500. He approved $2,500 for each account to get up and started. And really, some of them already had that money in there because of what they had left over from football. And if they have extra, the school will be able to distribute that through their athletics if they have extra. And then also, the cost to the district is going to be just below $11,000 total to get boys volleyball up and running. And so I think that's great value, and it'll support the high school volleyball boys that have just started, okay? So, yes.
I think it'd be important for you to maybe just say what the differential is.
Yes.
From football.
Yeah, so
'Cause that's a significant
for football, per year, per school, it was costing around $50,000 or a little above that. And so to replace that with, we have 10 schools that we're starting volleyball with, and it's going to just be above $1,000 per school to start that sport. So it's going to be a significant savings right there. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
How many students will the volleyball at the junior high level?
So we're anticipating anywhere from 18 to 25 per team. Yeah. Any other questions? And so with that 18 to 25, that puts us back in compliance as far as participation numbers between boys and girls.
Boys and girls.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So it's our recommendation to present to the board that we adopt boys volleyball in all junior highs in the Weber School District beginning next school year, 25-26, in the fall. And we would play that in conjunction with girls softball at the same time as girls softball. And we're also proposing that we play those games on Mondays and Wednesdays to facilitate refs being available. And we might even look at changing softball to Mondays and Wednesdays as well to avoid having cheerleaders and other people out of the building Monday through Thursday every day and missing school. Okay. So that's our proposal. And for our second reading, we make that suggestion.
Thank you. Board, I'd look for a motion to approve the new boys junior high sport to replace football for the 2025-2026 school year on a second reading, please. Doug and Bruce, any discussion or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Let's move on with Heidi Alder, please.
Good evening, board. We have just two policies to present tonight. One is a policy that we presented last month, so we're presenting it to the board on second read and ask for the board's adoption of that policy. That policy is 6400, visitors to the school. It revises definitions and updated requirements for visitor registration, classroom and school access, parent access, and student visitors. We did not have any feedback from the public since we presented this last month, and we would ask the board's support on policy 6400.
Okay. Thank you. Board, I need a motion to approve the updated policy 6400, visitors to the schools, on a second reading, please. Janice and Kelly, any comments?
I just had one comment. I just think that I know we work really hard to disseminate our policies to the interested groups. This would be a good one to make sure our PTAs have copies of, just because that's where we get most of our volunteers and visitors, and that would just be a good
Great
place because parents will have lots of questions.
Great point,
Yes.
thanks.
Yep.
The other policy is a current policy that we have. Oh, sorry.
We need to finish voting.
She's so excited.
We got the motions. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thanks. Go ahead.
Okay. Policy 7300 is an existing policy. It's our alcohol and drug abuse policy for employees. We added some language from the Code of Federal Regulations that applies to our transportation drivers and any driver with a CDL, language that we needed to put in there with regard to random drug testing and the procedures that we follow when we do randomly drug test our drivers with CDLs. We would submit that to the board on our first read.
Okay, thank you. I'd entertain a motion to approve the updated policy 7300, alcohol and drug abuse employees, on a first reading, please. Bruce and Jan, any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks. Heidi, appreciate that. Well, we are coming to the end of our meeting. Board, we have the need to convene in a closed session. This is a strategy session to discuss a purchase exchange. That is this one. Yeah. See, it's 7:30. I always get mixed up by now. Board, we have a need to convene in a closed session. This is a strategy session to discuss a character, professional competence, or physical or mental health of an individual. We need a motion to convene to a closed session. Jan and Wiley, and a roll call vote by Brock Mitchell, please.
Okay, with this need, please respond with a yes or no after I call your name. Board Member Williams?
Yes.
Board Member Larson? Yes. Board Member Burrell?
Yes.
Board Member Jardine?
Yes.
Board Member Christensen?
Yes.
Vice President Hurst?
Yes.
Board President Whittison?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight. Be safe on your way home. Thanks for everything you do. You know what?
It is my